Good morning. I'm absolutely freezing and I'm wrapped up in a giant fluffy blanket. And you could say to me, oh God, you are a wimp. It's like, well, I live in the Middle East and these houses are not built for cold and it's cold. So I am wrapped up in a blanket. As you can see, I'm starting to really take apart my studio. I don't know if you remember, but there were supposed to be pictures and stuff along there, so now they're not. Today I've had a real acknowledgement inside, and that is that I wrote a big massive blog post about it, and I've written you guys a big massive email about it. And today is the day that I accept the fact that I have more drive than the average bear. And I talked to my husband about it, and I said to him, I know that he's really happy with where he is and what he wants to achieve with his business, and he has his own business, so he would be really happy to achieve a good level. And I said to him, but you know that I'm not happy with that. I want to go further, higher. I want to go into the stratosphere. I don't want to just be here. And he went, I know. He understands, and he knows that that's not where I want to be. And yesterday, a little bit the day before, my dragon woke up, and she really has been forced into a slumber for the last 3 years because I was really busy with trying to work out. I wanted to live a life without all of that, without the drive, without the pushing, the wanting to go higher, further, help more people, spread my message wider and all that stuff. I wanted to be content. I wanted to be somebody who didn't want all of that stuff. I wanted to be a housewife and somebody who just looked after their family, and that would be enough. And it's not enough. It's not enough for me. I know that I have to take care of my kids, but I know what taking care of my kids means. It means doing up their little buttons and kissing them on the nose and making their breakfast and all of those things, but it's not mopping the fucking floor. And they don't care who makes their dinner as long as I sit with them. And a lot of the times I don't, because I'm busy doing all the other stuff. They don't want all of that. They want me. And I mourned the fact that I wasn't happy with all of that for a really long time. Isn't that weird? And I really mourned the fact that I wasn't happy with just average, normal, quiet, structured, routine. I really mourned it, and I really tried my best to want to enjoy it. I also tried really hard to be the person who balances a job as well as being the perfect housewife and mother and all that shit. I didn't enjoy it either. It didn't make me happy. And so I've had to actually mourn the fact that what other people want is not what I want, and it doesn't make me happy. Isn't that weird? And accepting the fact that I am who I am. And accepting the fact that I've got a buttload of drive and I have a buttload of ambition. And that's okay. And in fact, it's not just okay, it's really good. And I'm not doing it because I want to be power crazy and money hungry and all of those things. I'm not doing it because of that. I thought also that the love of money was really a bad thing, and so I didn't want to love money. But I've since learned out that I don't live in a fucking tree eating nuts like a squirrel. I live in Sharjah, and Sharjah costs money. And everywhere else that you live. There's this Dutch series called Het Gooi, and it's really hilarious. It's about these this group of 4 women. And in one of the films, because they made 2 films, they're really lovely films. They have a perfect combination of 4 different women of different natures, right? And one of them, she goes off to Africa, and she comes back with this, with the typical "I've changed my life" thing. She used to be a lawyer, and she comes back, and she has the dreadlocks, she has the boyfriend and everything. And then towards the end, when he's like setting fire to the flowers at someone's funeral, she was like, "This is not Africa, dit is het gooi." En dat doen we hier niet. Of zoiets. And I have that feeling of that same kind of moment of like, this is not a tree and a squirrel eating nuts. This is Sharjah, you know, and we need money to live in Sharjah. So loving money is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, you know, because with money I can buy stuff. I'm not going to go and dig a hole and pee in a hole. I'm not that kind of person. And my husband has now found great hilarity in the fact that he likes to wind me up saying that, you know, we're going to go live on a farm in the land of poo. You know, if you've watched Nanny McPhee too, you'll know what... No. Is it the first one? Nanny McPhee, the first one. When they get out and they're like, this is the land of poo. It's the National History Museum, or the English Natural Museum of Poo. And it's just... freaking hilarious, and he finds it really funny to joke about that with me, with that stuff. And I thought I was someone who really wanted to connect with nature and live in nature, but the fact is that I like a bit of balance. I'm a bit of a townie, and I really like living in town. I like what humans create. I think it's a wonderful thing. I believe in humanity, and I believe in human creation. So that's what we're doing. We're going to create, and we're going to be really creative, and we're going to be creative in our thinking and our expectations, and we're just going to keep on evolving. I'm going to keep it going. But that takes money, and loving money is not a bad thing, but I think loving the power of money and loving it as an entity in itself is bad. I've realised that it's just energy, it's just like everything else, and it brings about change, and I love change. And I love creating, and so I want to turn it all into creative force. Bam, there you go. And other people's energy is great too, and I want to help them along too, and I want them to help me. Bam, there we go. So I'm trying to get all this done before I have to start doing all my other stuff. I've got 10 minutes. I will really go. And so, yeah, I've kind of just come to the realization that it's all good wanting to be just the way I am. And just the way I am is also full of an enormous amount of drive and ambition, more than your average bear. So there you go. That's my soundbite for today. My soundbite for today is really, you have to look inside of yourself for love and acceptance, because judging yourself through the eyes of other people is going to destroy you. I spent a good chunk of time trying to figure all that out, and I'm going to pass it on to you and say, don't stop. Stop looking outside of yourself for love and acceptance. You have to love and accept yourself first. And it's not easy. It's really not an easy process, but there are a lot of tools out there to help you. And I know a lot of them because I've worked through a lot of them. Jesus, it is cold. I've worked through a lot of them, and I am quite happy to share them with you. So, yeah, I can help you with that. I have this idea of a couple of programs that I want to make. I already have the Dream Builder program, which is awesome to work through. It's a 3-month program, and it's really, really, really awesome. But there are other levels that I want to be able to help people. And I want to make a grit program. I'm going to write a grit program, which is where I'm going to get to kick your ass. Probably just for a month. I think that would be enough. And then another one, which is just the Dream Builder is really about creating your own dream life. And it touches on spirituality. And it goes through it. It uses examples of Christianity and spirituality in order to get the message across of change and of how important it is to live your dream. But I really do think it would be important to do a spiritual program. So that's what I want to do too. So I'm going to be writing a couple of programs, which I'm going to release very soon. If you'd like to just do the Dream Builder program, of course, we can start that straight away because I have it all. It's all ready to go. So contact me and let's go. Much love. With my scary hair.